Happy Tuesday. Today's home workout is an AMRAP 20 of some gymnastics movements and some double unders mixed in between. So going 3 strict chest to bar pull-ups, then 15 double unders, 6 ring push-ups, then 15 double unders, and then 9 box step-ups at a nice high height there for the workout. So not usually going to that standard height, we're going a little bit above that to make it a little more challenging on that step up and work on that single leg strength. Starting with a strict chest to bar. If you don't have a barbell, or not a barbell, but a pull-up bar to use today, try using that towel and attaching it into your door frame. That's another way of kind of making a pull-up station for yourself. Please check out some videos online on how to do that and properly set yours up before you go into it. But you can totally use that for your strict chest to bar pull-ups today, or you can go bent over rows if you don't have that option. Double unders or single unders, 15 reps there. Then we're going 6 ring push-ups. If you don't have any rings, try going deficit push-ups. So if you can find 2 objects that are a little bit higher off the floor to go a little deeper in your push-up, you can do that for your 6 ring push-ups. Then 15 double unders again, and then 9 box step-ups going at a nice high height to work on that strength, that range of motion in that movement. So today is really to work on bodyweight gymnastic strength, and you might go a little bit slower with these movements, that's okay, but since they're low reps there, you'll probably be able to get through more rounds. We've done a similar one in the past before with just chest to bar pull-ups, ring push-ups, and step-ups. This one's a little bit different, a little more driven towards the cardio side. So I would say for this workout, try to aim to finish 10 rounds. About 2 minutes per round here, and that'll be a good pace to keep up to. If you can, try to increase your pace and get more than 10 rounds in this workout here. So again, keep those intentions in mind, guys, as you're doing this workout. And again, those movements should be something you choose where you can continuously move throughout the workout. Once you're done, the AFTERBURNER today is a 2-minute saddle stretch. So that's a good kind of stretch for those hips, maybe a little bit in the ankles as well for you, depending on how tight you are. But make sure you get after this one, guys, to really get yourself recovered and continuously moving throughout this week. Hope you enjoy that stretch and the workout today, guys. We'll see you next for the warm-up video. All right, guys, we're here for the warm-up. So we're gonna start off with an active lat stretch. So get you guys just coming down to the floor. Probably done this one before in class. We're going to reach the opposite corner of our body there, and we're going to push our lat down to the floor, so in the opposite direction of our hand. And as we're here, I want you guys to kind of pull that shoulder blade in and then push that shoulder blade away as you're doing that stretch. It's going to go 60 seconds, just alternate between those 2 positions, trying to lengthen the lat as much as you can and trying to get some activation in that scap. Once you're done 60 seconds on one side, repeat on the same on the opposite side. Then we're going to go into our warm-up, which is 10 down to 2 of reps for plank scap retractions, Bulgarian squats, and strict overhead press. So for the plank scap retractions, guys, you're going to get into that plank off your forearms. Stay nice and static, core tight, tucked in. We're going to drop those shoulders in, so we're going to let those shoulders kind of sink down. And then we're going to push those shoulder blades away as much as we can and separate them on our mid-back. And as we're doing this, guys, we don't want to let our hips sag, so make sure you're keeping that core tight. You want to move just through those shoulder blades. Another way to think about that, guys, when you're on the ground, think about pushing your forearms into the floor as you're pushing away, and then getting relaxed in those shoulder blades as you're coming down. Just make sure you're in that nice plank. We're going to be doing 10 reps to start off. Then we're going to go into some Bulgarian squats. We're going to go for 10 per side here. So with those Bulgarian squats, find an object where you can elevate that 1 foot. From there, we're going to bend at the knee, trying to keep ourselves as tall as possible, and making sure that when we're coming down that we have our weight in our midfoot, so we're not getting onto that toe, we're nice and planted. Then we're going to drive straight up. Be careful, you guys are not dropping your chest over. Try to stay as tall as possible as you're coming down and back up. 10 reps on one side, then 10 on the opposite. Then we're going to go into some strict press. So grab an object, We're gonna go 10 reps on the one side, keep this nice and slow. I like to keep the descent nice and slow as I'm coming down, so I'm gonna press it up, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then keep that elbow in as I'm descending that weight down to my shoulder. And again, reset, make sure everything's nice and tight, and again, press straight overhead. Another good cue is to think about kind of keeping that bicep close to the ear as you're overhead, stay nice and locked out. Also, don't forget, squeeze the shoulder blades at the top every single rep. I'm trying to get that activation. So once you're done 10 reps, repeat. You're gonna go 8, 6, 4, and then all the way down to 2. Once you're done, we'll see you guys next for the workout movements.
Start off with a bent over row. So in that bent over row, feet are hip width apart, knees are perpendicular. Don't round your back, so flat back. If you're feeling tight, maybe you're up a little bit more, that's fine. If possible, drop down. From here, you're gonna row that bar, in my case, as close as you can to the body. So if I had a single object, I'm still thinking about nice and tight with my elbows, not to the body, but the back, to allow me to mimic that tight bar path that I can get with a piece of pipe or bar.
With the push-ups here, guys, again, let's try and keep that nice tight hollow body, stay nice and straight the entire time. So with that said, let's not sag those hips, keep that butt tight, and then we're curling in that rib cage, keeping the abs tight. For the push-up here, I like to keep those elbow pits, or the inside elbow pits facing out in front of me. So I don't want them to face inwards. I like to keep them facing out in front, so that when I break at the elbows, I'm keeping my elbows already nice and tight to my body. So that's a good cue for yourself, especially also when you're coming up, you want to think about pointing those elbow pits back out again. So you guys can do your push-ups off those toes. You guys can do a push-up where you come down and then rock back up from the knees, then to the toes. It's kind of like a kipping push-up there, that's totally fine, as long as you're keeping that core nice and tight. Last thing, you can also try going off those knees. Just one error I see sometimes with these knee push-ups, guys, is that we keep our hips bent and then come down and push up like this. I want you to keep yourself nice and straight. So from your knees to your shoulders should be one straight line, come all the way down, and then back up again.
Alright guys, so we're starting off with some step-ups today. So for our step-up, normally I would recommend that you pick a box that when your foot is on top of the box, your knee is just a little bit above parallel. So I'd have to add a little bit of height on that box to make it happen. However, if you're kind of new to this movement, you don't want to go too high here, any height is fine. So for that step-up, what we're thinking about is you're going to step up, lean a little bit more forward with that upper body, keeping that flat back, pushing up from the heel, stepping up, and then back down. Then you're going to alternate to the other leg. So now I'm going to step up with my right leg, lean forward, step all the way up, lean down, and then I'm going to switch to the left and to the right as I go. If you guys want to challenge yourself, you can add a little bit of weight to that, put a dumbbell on your back or a backpack or something like that. Totally up to you here. You want to be able to get through all 50 without a break, however, so you just want to be moving at a consistent pace for that.
For those double unders, we have them. Let's work on those double unders today. If you're at that 30 range, for example, see if you can break them up into sets of 20. Or if you want to try it, seeing if you can do bigger sets today, this is the great day to try and start, or a great workout to start doing that. If you don't have double unders, let's go single skips, or we can go for some running skips here, guys. Also, you can use that previous option from before, which is the double tap hop. So you're gonna keep the feet together, you're gonna jump up, double tap your sides for 60 reps total.
Okay, let's cool off here again with some stretching, a 2-minute stretch of the saddle stretch. Feel free to use an object to support you. It could be yoga blocks. I got my friend Wilson here. So I'm gonna use that to demonstrate the progression. But if you don't need that, you don't have to use it. So saddle stretch here, guys. You wanna start by first, you're upright, squeeze your butt. Notice, I don't know if you guys can see it. Notice my hip. I have that tilt in my hip. I want to tuck my pelvis in before I sit down to make sure that my hip's in a better position. From there, always double check. Can you squeeze the glute? You need to shuffle around, kind of reset your hip and pelvis position. If that feels good, now you can start working your way down. The intent in the area of focus here is to not just stretch your quads, get a little bit of hip flexor. I know for myself, if I'm not feeling too tight in that area, I actually start getting my groin a little bit as well, just because I'm squeezing my glutes the entire time. So squeeze your butt as you go down. Now, you can use that object behind you to support. Notice the difference. I'm not activating my glutes, I'm activating my glutes. That's gonna protect your low back, so squeeze your bum, keep your core tight. If this feels okay and you're looking to progress it a little further, drop down to the elbows. Okay, again, anytime you drop down in progression, you're squeezing your glutes. If that feels fine, take it to the floor, guys. Squeeze your bum, keep your core slightly active. Hang out there for 2 minutes, find that progression. Maybe you're progressing within the 2 minutes. When you come back up, guys, use those arms so it doesn't hurt your back, guys, and prop yourself back up. Okay, 2 minutes. When you find that stretch that you like, start repeating it a little bit more throughout the week, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.